Good morning, everyone. Hope you had a great weekend. Today, we are going to talk about which foods you should stay away from. Do you think you eat healthy? Let's find out. As per the Ayurveda, the foods which doesn't digest properly stays in the system for a long time and causing a lot of bloating, gas, and lots of acid. Those foods are not very healthy. So, which are they? Let's start with the grains. First food which you stay away from or eat in a reduced amount is wheat. What happens when you eat wheat? When you eat wheat, when it reaches to the gut, it breaks down into gluteomorphins. Now, these gluteomorphins are basically kind of opioids, which is causing a lot of dryness, a lot of bloating, and makes you feel tired and exhausted. I'm sure many of you have felt after eating wheat sluggish, tired, and sometimes sleepy. Wheat generally stick to your guts and stops good amount of minerals and vitamins going in your bloodstream. So eating wheat produces a lot of vata, a lot of dryness. If you're physically not active and if you feel bloated, gassy, dizzy, sluggish, stay away from wheat. There are so many other options than wheat which you can have it in your regular meals. Second food which you should stay away from is salads. Yes, surprisingly, salads. The whole world, especially the conventional medicine, when you want to lose weight, when you want to be active, they suggest you to eat lots of salads. In Ayurveda, we say no to salads. Salads are basically raw vegetables which doesn't digest very well. Remember, we are living in a very stressful world, so we do not chew our food properly. When we don't chew our food properly, unchewed or indigested food especially stays in your stomach for a long time. To digest salads, your liver needs to work much harder. And unfortunately, if your liver is not producing enough bile, salads stays in the system, rots, causing lots of fermentation and acid. Also, when you eat lots of raw and green leafy vegetables, they contain high oxalates. So people who are suffering from arthritis, they do have severe or excruciating pains in their all joints if they keep eating salads. If you are a big fan of salads, steam the vegetable, cook them, then they are healthy. But do not eat raw salads. The third food which you should stay away from is fried food. Fried food basically causes a lot of acid buildup in your stomach. Remember, oil always floats on the water. That's why if you eat fried food, it takes 72 hours to digest. Rather, eating deep fried food or shallow fried food, it's better to eat something boiled, cooked, grilled, or oven baked. So stay away from fried food. Next thing you should stay away from is white sugar or any sweeteners. Remember, our body has an organ called pancreas. When you eat any carbohydrates or any sugary stuff, it breaks that sugar into glucose, and those glucose goes into the muscles and give you the energy. But unfortunately, when you eat white sugar or any sweeteners, they don't break. They go straight away in your bloodstream and causing high sugar levels in your blood. Gradually, it makes you pre-diabetic or diabetic. That's why you should always choose healthy sugar parts rather than white sugar and sweeteners. Sweeteners also again chemically modified, so I don't suggest to rely on that too much. Nowadays, there is a healthy plant sugar available which is called stevia. You can try that, or xylitol, which is also very healthy. But stay away from white sugar, possibly brown sugar, molasses, honey, and maple syrup. If you're physically not active, you should stay away from sugar. There is a theory: 1 teaspoon of white sugar stays in the blood for 5 days. So if you're eating a one muffin or a chocolate or something which contains white sugar, remember you are building up high sugar in your bloodstream. Next food you should stay away from is sour and acidic foods like sauces, tomato ketchups, soya sauce, vinegar. If you keep using that on a regular basis, body increases a lot of heat. It means pitta dosha increases. When pitta increases, body starts building up lots of heat in the stomach. And that heat can convert into acid reflux, high precipitation or high sweating, headaches, and sometimes sleeplessness, insomnia. When heat travels down, it causes a lot of intestinal discomfort. It can cause IBS, sometimes internal hemorrhoids or piles, or sometimes causing blood in the stool. So stay away from savory, acidic foods. Next food you should stay away from is dairy. Now, if you are not lactose intolerant, there shouldn't be any problem with the dairy. You can have the dairy, but try to eat the dairy before 5 p.m. I have seen so many patients in my life, when they eat or drink dairy after 5 p.m., next morning they have a lot of mucus, blocked sinuses, heavy head, sluggishness. So if you are a fan of a dairy, stay away from a dairy after 5 p.m. Generally, we suggest unsalted butter, soft cheeses, semi-skim milks, and yogurts. These are the healthy options, but they should be taken before 5 p.m. If you have any dairy after 5 p.m., it increases the mucus, it increases the kapha dosha, which makes your body very, very sluggish. Also, eating dairy in the evening can damage your thyroid gland, make you lose a lot of hair, and your skin can get dry. So be very careful about using dairy. Next food you should stay away from is tin and processed food. Now, tin and processed food is a very, very simple science. To preserve any food for a longer time, they use lots of chemicals. Yes, we do live in a very fast and a stressful life, but that doesn't mean that you behave with your body like an enemy. You should behave to your body like a friend. Think about olden times. There was no tin and processed food available, so always freshly cooked and freshly made foods been taken. So I suggest you, in your kitchen cupboard, if you have tin and processed food, please remove all of them and try to buy fresh ingredients and fresh food. If you give fresh things to your body responds with a very, very positive vibrations. If you keep giving full of toxins and full of preservatives, your body will basically start giving you negative vibrations. So stay away from tin and processed food. Next food you should stay away from is red meat. People who are meat eaters, yes, eggs and chicken or white meat, they do not do that much damage in the system, but red meat produce a lot of heat. To digest red meat, your liver needs to work much harder, produce a lot of bile, and if you are sluggish, not exercising very well, not drinking enough water, then red meat can cause a lot of heat and dryness or a lot of acidic reaction in your guts. Also, the meats are hormonally grown beef, lamb, and pork. It means they are not healthy. if you keep eating the meats which is basically pumped by the hormones, you are not getting any benefit. Your muscle growth stops, but your body starts building up a lot of fats. So stay away from red meat. Red meat also causes a lot of indigestion, IBS, constipation, sometimes diarrhea, and it can go all the way to ulcerative colitis or bowel cancers. So stay away from red meat. These are the foods which causes dosha imbalance in the body. So I suggest you to stay away from these foods. Next food you need to consider staying away from is nuts. Not every nut, specifically cashew, pistachio, and if possible, if your body is keep producing a lot of heat, then almonds. When you eat nuts, they are high in cholesterol, high in fat. So if you're physically not active, it just builds up lots of cholesterol in the body. There are healthy nuts as well, like walnuts, pecan, macadamia, which are considered to be taken on a regular basis, which helps to thin the blood, reduce your cholesterol, and helping building up your immune system. So make sure you stay away from certain nuts which causes high cholesterol in the system. Next food you should stay away from is white rice. Generally, I suggest people to eat white basmati rice, but white long grain rice and brown rice. These two rice can cause a lot of imbalance in the system. Generally, brown rice causes a lot of heat. It takes long time to cook. Same thing, it takes long time to digest. So it's better to stay away from brown rice. The best rice you should consider is white basmati rice in a moderate amount you can eat on a regular basis. Remember, if you are eating brown rice and salad every day, the chances are very high that it can cause a lot of bloating, a lot of gas, and the next stage it can cause a lot of acid reflux. So the foods which I just described, I'm sure you have taken the note of it. Go to your kitchen and check in your fridge, in your cupboard. If you're eating any of these foods, stay away from it. Ayurveda believes dosha balance can bring harmony to the system, and we can only bring the dosha balance by eating right kind of food. Vata, Pitta and Kapha, these three doshas are very important to have in a balance and harmony. Any of this food can cause high Vata, high Pitta or high Kapha. Sometimes all three doshas can go out of the balance. You do not understand, even though you think you're eating healthy, why your system is not repaired or why your system is not giving you positive vibrations, because the reason I just told you, these foods you should always stay away from. In my next video, we are going to discuss which food you should eat more. Until then, thank you very much for listening to my video. Have a great day. Live Ayurveda lifestyle. See you soon.